All right. Good morning, everybody. It's 9 o'clock. Well, I guess it's 8:59. We're at 9 o'clock now. We're going to give everybody just a couple more minutes to get on in, and then we'll get kicking off. Amanda, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
All right. Cool. Thank you. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
All right. For those of you just joining, good morning. We got some more folks coming on in. We're going to give everybody just another minute or two to get in, and then we'll get started. All right, looks like we still got some folks coming on in. Good morning, everybody. And we'll give it just another minute or two, and then we'll get rocking here. But thank you all for being on time. Appreciate it. Morning, Tim. What's up, Tino? Good morning. Dustin, good morning. All right. Well, I got 9:02 on my watch, so that makes it go time. So, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Solar to Shingles. Today we're going to walk you through how to unlock new revenue with roofing, and I'm so excited to be here. And I was thinking about it over the weekend. This is really a journey that's been like 15 years in the making, and so I'm so excited to just roll it out with you guys today. Talk through the opportunity that's in front of you. And big shout out to Subcontractor Hub for just not only building a great platform, but giving us all an opportunity to really thrive in a morphing market, right? A challenging market that is here today, and an opportunity to look forward to. So if you guys have not met me before, I know I've met some of you. My name's Steve Huber. Here's a picture of Justin Brock and I back in 2018 working together at Peterson Dean. I've been in home improvement now for 15 years. In fact, some of you I started with 15 years ago, which is just crazy to me. In the last 12 years, I was running some of the largest home improvement contractors in the U.S. I was an early collaborator with the folks that eventually ended up to be Goodleap and Subcontractor Hub. My teams have done over $2 billion in residential projects sold. And like I said, I met Justin over at Paramount Solar way back in the day. I was VP of Sales at Peterson Dean, Executive Director of Semper Solaris. And today I own a consulting and coaching company. We help solar contractors actually grow and scale their businesses. So the market is shifting. And like I said, I've been in solar now for 15 years, and there's the solar coaster, right? Things are coming and going and changing all the time. And today is no different than any other time. It's probably getting, exacerbated by changes that are hitting. We're all kind of aware of what those are. But solar is getting harder every single day. You've got interest rates, you've got net metering, you've got tariffs, you've got tax credits. There's companies that are struggling and going under. We see it where lenders aren't paying their bills or installers are bankrupt. I mean, it just is becoming a tougher market. There's bad players that are out there. We started to see some of that legislation come in where they're starting to clamp down on solar practices and sales practices. And it just is getting a little bit more challenging every single day, which ultimately lowers confidence. So consumers are just getting a little bit more skeptical about solar than they were, 10 years ago, right? And I'm sure for everybody that's been in this business a long time, you've started to see that. The good customers are getting harder to find. That guy that has the $600 power bill with a wide open comp shingle roof is just a little more challenging to find today than he was back in the day, right? It's getting harder and harder to find those folks. So let me tell you a little bit about my story, and we'll tie it all together here as we go. So like I said, I started off actually in solar only at a small little solar company called Paramount Solar. Back in the day, we were selling mortgage or solar to our mortgage customers. We saw the impact that NEM2 was having on our sales. And that NEM2 shift actually happened when I was at Peterson Dean with Justin. And honestly, it was scary. Like the government could come in, and in California, we went from this shift from net metering 1 to net metering 2, and everybody freaked out. And we were like, gosh, this is kind of scary. Like the government policy could change in a moment's notice. And we literally are riding and dying by what the government says can and can't happen, which we're seeing happen today. And so we started to lean into roofing and HVAC. We're like, hey, let's find if there's more stable lines of business that we can add into our solar company that help actually just create stability in our business. And so we go to this Owens Corning conference. I'll never forget it. Justin and I fly out. I think it was in Arizona. And we're sitting down at what should be the top 1% of roofing companies in the country. And it was crazy. Like it's a very simple business, roofing and HVAC both. And I'm going to talk about one or the other as I go through here, but just know I mean both. It's a very simple business. The simple competition that's out there is just mind blowing. So roofing, for example, again, a platinum conference, top 1% of roofing companies in America. You've got people that have 3 employees. You've got people that, are very simple construction folks. You're not competing with like Elon Musk, like we are on the solar side, right? There's no big publicly traded roofing installer. They were getting paid fast. So one of the things that's beautiful about roofing and HVAC is it's simple to permit. Everybody understands how it works, and you're able to turn your money very quickly, which is not something we were doing on the solar side. And our customers all know what it is, how it operates, why they need it, how it works. Well established. So supply chain in roofing and HVAC is very, very established. In roofing, for example, you're talking about GAF, which has been around for over 100 years. Owens Corning, which is a Fortune 500 company. They've been around 95 years. CertainTeed is owned by a company that's been around 500 years. Just things that we don't see in the solar space today. And finally, there's lots of support systems. So the logistics are easy. It was easy to get product to customers. It was easy to work with suppliers and vendors and finance companies. Everybody understood how roofing and HVAC work. And it was very, just again, established on the supply chain side for those businesses. So Justin and I were like, hey, we've got to figure out a way to convert roofing and HVAC into ways that our solar customers can understand and actually push it out to market and try and sell it. And here's how it went. We went on to win the Owens Corning Top Performer Award 3 years in a row. We got awarded the Samsung's Fastest Growing HVAC Company Award. We did over $400 million in roofing and $30 million in HVAC on the backs of our solar customers, which was pretty crazy. We also won the 3-time Solar Power World #1 solar storage contractor in the USA award. And so everything I'm going through with you today is not some dream or some fantasy or some idea or concept. It's things that we've actually been putting in place for years now. And you guys get to participate in the same thing. Okay. We also won the Inc. 5000 award 7 times for fastest growing companies. So let's talk about market opportunity and size. And by the way, I want to make sure to mention, if you guys have questions that come up, drop things in the chat. Amanda's going to help me moderate it and keep an eye on it as I go through. But I want to make sure we answer all your questions. By the way, all the chat is private. So nobody can see your chats that come over. So don't be afraid about your name or your company's name or anything like that. Only Amanda and I can see any of that information, okay? So with solar, we were looking for this one house, right? The one house on the block that had the right bill size, they have the right sun exposure, they're in the right neighborhood or the right utility. They have a need for solar, and we're looking for that Goldilocks home on the block that can handle it. And what roofing and HVAC allowed us to do was market to everybody. And we didn't have to like pre-screen out a bunch of leads. We could say, hey, if you need a new roof, you need a new HVAC system, obviously you need solar, but it opened up our target market substantially. And it's what allowed us to grow heavily without having to spend any more money on leads. And one of the stats that I found very interesting in working with Justin and Renee to put this together, solar right now is a $6.8 billion market on the residential side here in America. HVAC is 15.4. So literally HVAC, if you just got into HVAC, you would more than double your market that you're playing in. And roofing is bigger than both of those combined. Roofing is a $28 billion market just on the residential side today, which means that you've really only been playing in 14% of the market if all you've been doing is solar. So again, imagine that you send leads out and marketing out to 100 homes, and only 14% are interested in what it is that you're working with. Whereas if you add HVAC and roofing, you literally can play with all 100, right? Okay, so why diversify now? I want to make sure we understand what is happening. So first off, your situation cannot change unless you are willing to change first. Like I said, I own a consulting business. We work with contractors all over the place. And the amount of people that are basically in their own way is quite honestly, alarming. If you are upset about your situation today, you have to be willing to go through the change to get out of it. And so it all starts with you first in making that decision that I am willing to change and I want to change out of the situation that I'm in. You already have the tools. You already have the leads. You already have the trust. If you are a company that has a 4.8 star review rating with 1,300 reviews, don't throw it away. Like today, you identify as a solar company. I can't tell you how many solar companies I see today where they're like, well, gosh, I guess now I need to abandon this and go start a new business. Why? Like you've worked so hard for this reputation. You don't need to start a new business. You just need to add more things in and diversify yourself. All right. You've already got your sales teams, and basically we can expand your business without reinventing it. And again, this is the same epiphany that Justin and I ran into all those years ago. Was we had a great company. We had great sales teams. We had trust. We had tools. We had all this stuff. We just needed to diversify out of solar only and get into roofing and HVAC so that we weren't so reliant on the ride or die policy of the government. Okay. Again, that same thing is happening today. So I want to break it down for you guys. Like here's the 3 steps to add roofing and HVAC into your business. How do you actually do this? Which is one of the top questions I get asked all day. And I'm going to break it down for you right now. So step 1 is you got to learn about your product, right? There was a time for all of you where you were brand new to solar. You didn't know what a panel was. You didn't know what wattage was. You didn't know what a kilowatt hour was. You didn't know what an inverter was. You have to learn that stuff. And you have to understand the business, the industry. You have to know the terminology. You have to understand how the product works. And it's very underrated how water systems work on a roof. Like what is a roof designed to do? How does it drain water? What does a condenser coil do within an HVAC system? What are supply lines and ducting and backflow and all that technical talk that you've probably mastered over years on the solar side? You actually have to learn it all over again for roofing and HVAC. Warranties is a big thing within roofing and within HVAC. I'd say it's much more unique. There's many more unique value props within warranties in those 2 markets than there is with solar. So it's almost like a whole separate thing that you have to learn, and understanding how the warranties work, whether it's platinum or standard or lifetime or 25 years. There's a lot of different things that go into warranty in those 2 worlds. So you have to know what you're talking about. And then finally, obviously, you do have to know what you're talking about. You have to be able to actually explain your product to your customer so that you can do the right thing for them. Okay. And so how do you do that? Well, we've got a couple things for you. So we have a boot camp. We can actually help walk you through all those things. And within a couple hours, you'll have all the knowledge you need. So you can either fast track your learning there. Our goal is to help get you up to speed as fast as possible. And obviously, you can also go on YouTube. So if you guys don't want to do the boot camp, you want to go through and learn everything yourself, awesome. Like go learn all about roofing and HVAC and just start getting that piece of the business down. Again, that's one part of how you launch an HVAC or roofing business. Okay. The second part is logistics. And This is your licensing. What if I'm not licensed for HVAC, or what if I'm not licensed for roofing? Like, how do I deal with that? How do I go about getting a license, or finding other licensees out there that I can hook up with, installers, financing? So funny. I had somebody the other day that said, I wouldn't even know how to finance a roof, or I don't know how to finance an HVAC system. It's one of the things you have to learn. You need a proposal tool that you can do all those things in. You have to learn how to budget it so you don't lose money. I can't tell you the amount of solar companies that don't make money on roofing when they really should. Roofing is a phenomenal business on the margin side if you understand how to price it correctly, and treat it not just as a speed bump to get over into your solar project, but actually a money-making revenue stream for you guys, okay? But you have to learn how to budget. You have to understand pricing, all these logistical pieces that you need to learn how to launch a roofing business. And the good news for all of you is that you already have it. You already have this with Subcontractor Hub. So whether you realize it or not, Subcontractor Hub was built not just as a solar tool, but to do roofing and HVAC as well. You just don't have access to it right now. You've not turned it on. I should say most of you have not turned it on already, okay? Today, you can turn on your roofing and HVAC tools and roofing and HVAC side of Subcontractor Hub and literally be selling roofs and HVAC tomorrow, okay? And we're going to talk about how to do that right now. So the first thing you want to do is reach out to your Subcontractor Hub account manager, all right? Don't go through and fumble around trying to figure this out. Just get on their calendar and have them walk you through it, okay? They're going to help you connect the dots really quickly. They deal with this every day. This is what they do, and they're going to get you guys up to speed much, much faster than going through and doing it on your own, okay? Now, one of the things I want to make sure we mentioned was all the things that you guys love today on solar. Again, they already have in roofing and HVAC. So the ability to set pricing and lock it for your sales team, the ability to have hierarchy, contracts, DocuSign, all your design tools, your proposal tools, all that stuff literally already exists for HVAC and roofing today. And so you already have all the tools, which I think is pretty dang cool. You don't have to go through the learning curve like we had to all those years ago. You guys literally, Justin grew up in this market as well. He understands roofing and HVAC extremely well, as does Renee and the whole crew. You guys already have the tools today. You just got to turn them on. Okay. So reach out to your account rep and get on their calendar. Last thing you need to do is figure out how to sell it. So you understand how the product works. You've got the logistics piece figured out. You know how to put contracts together, how to get installers, how to do all that stuff. Now you need to actually sell the dang thing, right? And so you have to understand how to identify need. And this is going to be walking into a home and being able to understand what it is that you're looking at, and that there's a problem here that you need to fix and that you can help fix, okay? And so you need to understand how to do that and how to convey that to a customer. How do you get a customer to understand that they need something, especially on like a roof, right? Nobody wants to buy a roof. There's no good day to buy a roof. You have to be able to understand the journey that you take somebody through to actually set that up for them. How do you bridge the conversation without destroying trust? One of the things I see all the time with a lot of our clients is they'll say, hey, I don't want to get into roofing or HVAC because I'm worried that it will tarnish my solar sale. I don't want it getting in the way of my solar sale, right? And if you actually do it the right way, it will frame you as the expert, not just some other salesperson that's trying to sell them junk, okay, and trying to sell them some additional product. By the way, we have a free training for you guys today that's going to show you exactly how you bridge a conversation without destroying trust. How do you build value? So we've identified that they have a need. How do I actually sell value and not just cheapest price? How do you position yourself against your competition? Like I said, there's a lot of competitors out there. Top 1% in the country is actually not that great. How do you explain that to a customer without scaring them away? And finally, how do you handle common objections? And how do you know and show that you know what you're talking about? Okay. Again, we have a boot camp for that for you guys too. Okay. So we can walk you through all those things. We'll give you all the scripts, the objection handling, the building strategies, literally everything. Our goal is to help you get selling as fast as possible. So you're not trial by fire and learning it out in the field and burning money on leads. You can learn that in a classroom and we'll have you good to go. Okay. If you want to do help, if you need help there, you can go to billiondollarcontractor.com/bootcamp. You guys can sign up. We keep things very, very small in our boot camps because we want to make sure that we get all of your questions answered, that you're actually successful. So you're not in there with like 100 people just going through some video courses. It's just a small, intimate group to get you selling and make sure that you feel great about what you're doing every day. All right. So in going through this and we were building it, there were just some questions that came up that I'm sure are in your brains today. And please, again, drop these in chat. I'll make sure that we get them answered for you. But I want to make sure that we get in front of them for you as well. So what if I'm not licensed? Again, if you're like, hey, I want to get into roofing, but I don't have a roofing license, great news. You don't have to be licensed, right? So Contractor Hub is going to connect you with licensed pros that are A-okay with you using their paper, using their license and selling through them so that you can diversify your business without being licensed. All right. So basically you sell, they're going to fulfill legally and professionally for you. All right. So don't worry about being licensed. Again, if that's one of the questions that you have and those things in your brain, get time on your account manager's schedule. They will help connect those dots for you. All right. How much margin can I make? Again, most of you today think that roofing's a losing business because you're not making money on it today. And I'm telling you right now, you should be making 20 to 40% margins on your roof, which is often higher than solar. And here's why. There's low marketing costs. Again, I'm not looking for that Goldilocks house. Customer acquisition cost in roofing is not, thousands of dollars like it can be in solar. It's significantly lower. We also are building projects in weeks, not months. And as everybody on here knows, it takes time and it takes cost. And there's cost to carry projects from month on end. And when you're building things in weeks, you're not having to project manage those things for months, right? And so you actually are walking away with more money than you would normally on a solar project. And by the way, that goes for solar, HVAC and roofing. Phenomenal margins on both. HVAC is probably a little higher than 20 to 40%. How do I get financing? Some of you are struggling to get some financing in place. And again, you already have financing. I know financing is starting to tighten up a little bit. Financing is built into Subcontractor Hub. Okay, if you need financing today, you're like, hey, I don't know if I can get turned on. I don't know if I qualify, whatever it may be. Work with your SubHub account manager. They will help access and give you access to financing that you can use today to cover solar, HVAC, roofing, and more. Okay, Justin and I actually sold fences for a while. So fences, energy storage. I mean, we've kind of done it all. You guys can do the same thing. Okay. So you have access to financing right now that you can turn on to make those things happen. We want to make it really easy for you guys. All right. How do I find subcontractors? Well, as you probably guessed, Subcontractor Hub gives you access to subcontractors. All right. So you guys already have those today. They are vetting them out, which is pretty dang phenomenal. So you probably don't know how to vet a roofing contractor today. You probably wouldn't even know what you're looking for in HVAC. Subcontractor Hub does that day in and day out. They're going to match you with vetted subs in your market. You can filter by service, location, timing, all that good stuff. If you have not played around with that side of Subcontractor Hub yet, you're just using it as a proposal tool. Again, get with your account manager. I think you'll be surprised at how easy they make it for you to actually fulfill the work that you're selling and expand your business without a whole bunch of headache on your side. All right. Again, ready to go. No hunting needed. You guys basically just get to turn it on. All right. How do I get a contract? So do I need to go get a lawyer to like build a roofing contract or a HVAC contract? What do I need to do on this side? You already have contracts. So all of you today as Subcontractor Hub members already have access to contracts. Again, they are pre-built into Subcontractor Hub. All right. So they've already gone through and built out all the infrastructure for you to literally have this be turnkey. So all those terms and conditions, the ones that you don't know you're missing until you actually like build the job the wrong way and then realize that you needed that caveat in your contract. Subcontractor Hub's already got those in there for you. Okay. They're going to make sure you guys have great contracts. You're good to go. You're protected. There's not a whole lot to worry about. All the scopes, the terms, and the agreements are all ready to go. All right. Again, that's what they do day in and day out. You can start today. There is no delay on the contract side. Let me pause for a quick minute and look at our chat and see if we've got any questions that came through. You already have financing for HVAC and roofing. If you have Good Leap, great comment. So yeah, if you guys already have Good Leap, use their home improvement stuff. You guys have financing for that right there. Okay. And hopefully most of you are set up with Good Leap and turned on and ready to go. So again, those same API keys that you have today on the solar side, you guys are already activated on the HVAC and roofing side. All right, who installs the roof for us? Do we find our own roofing company? Hopefully that answered your question, the Q&A that we just went through. But you guys do not need to find somebody to install the roof for you. Subcontractor Hub will link you directly with those subcontractors. You guys can see the reviews, the speed, what they do, where they're at, all that good stuff. Subcontractor has ready for you. Okay. There's a question about, hey, I'm already licensed to do a lot of this work. How can we use this and do this internally? Work with your account manager so you guys can be self-fulfill, and they will set you up with that process. So great question. So if you're already licensed to do roofing, you're already licensed to do HVAC, you don't want to sub it out, you just want to keep all your work in-house, no problem. Subcontractor Hub can help you out there. Okay. Should take us a month, both HVAC and roofing, into our company. Okay, cool. All right, let's keep going here. I don't know how to sell it, right? So again, if you don't know how to sell it, start pitching and learn as you go. I mean, that's how we had to do it back in the day. There was no like great training that existed. You guys can just start pitching it today. Again, $1 million contractor, we can help you out if you need help on that side. All right. So takeaways. I know you guys are all busy. We're going to keep this pretty short and quick for you today. You need to accept your situation or change it. Okay. Complaining does nothing. The amount of complaining I see about where we're at and what's going on and tariffs are unfair and the tax credit changes are unfair. Yeah, it may be unfair, but you have to either accept that or do something to change it. Complaining about it does nothing. Okay. Don't be one of those solar companies that's going to bury your head in the sand and at the end of the year, freak out and decide to go do something new. Okay. You don't need to be in that position. You guys literally have all the tools here today to make it happen. You, again, have everything you need. Okay. There's almost no risk for you guys. The risk is that you call your account manager, you turn on the tools, and you realize you don't like roofing or HVAC. Like, that's it. There's no risk other than maybe a little bit of time for you. Okay. I would tell you this from experience. What you need to do isn't easy, but it's not impossible. Okay. I know that we're making it seem like you have all the tools here. You have all the answers. You have all the training. And honestly, you do. Like, you have way more tools than a lot of people that have gone through this journey before have. And a lot of those shortcuts are already here for you. All right. But it's not easy. You are going to have to work hard. You're going to have to switch your mindset. You're going to have to retrain some of your sales team. You're going to have to learn new vocabulary, new skills, and new talk tracks. But it's not impossible. And honestly, you've all worked really hard to build great and amazing companies. This is just part of that process and part of that journey. Okay. And I'm not telling you that as somebody that's speaking from my soapbox. I'm telling you as somebody that has gone through this before and lived in the same journey that you are about to go on right now. Okay. And it starts with, again, taking out your first step. Okay. Reach out to your SubHub rep, go to $1BillionContractor.com, and we'll help you there. Okay. So 2 things right now before I let you guys go. And look at that. I'm keeping it at a half hour for you. Okay. Number 1, reach out to your account manager and get these products turned on. Your account managers are super busy. And I'm telling you right now, everybody in solar is worried about how they're going to move over to roofing and HVAC. You guys are all front of the line. So you've already got access into SubHub. You've already got your account managers and your relationships there. Get on their calendar. I can easily see a case where they're booked out weeks facilitating contractors, and we don't want that to happen to you. So anybody on this call right now, just get a spot on your account manager's calendar so you can at least have a conversation with them about how do we turn this on, what's available to me. A lot of the questions that you have, you can make sure that they are helping answer for you. If you scan the QR code here, it's going to take you to a 20-minute mini course that's going to walk you through exactly the framework of how you introduce roofing or HVAC to your solar customers. Like, exactly step by step, the words to say, the talk tracks to say. It's 20 minutes. So in the time you're done pumping gas and waiting for your gas to get your gas tank to get filled, you literally could learn a new skill that's going to add 40, 50% revenue to your company with no additional lead spend. All right. We have nothing to sell you. It's all free. We just want to see you win. Okay. So scan that QR code. Let me leave it up here real quick as I go through and look at some more chats. Can we add our own roofer is one of the questions that's in here. Yeah, if you guys have a roofer that you like to work with, we can get them into the SubHub network, and you guys can definitely fulfill through them and pick your own roofer. So if you're like, hey, I just want to use the proposal tools and the financing, and all the other project management tools that Subcontractor Hub has, again, get a spot on your account manager's calendar. They'll walk you through how to do that and make sure that you get set up. Okay. We'll make it easy for you guys. All right. Any other questions that we have that came through? All right. I think that's it. Again, thank you guys all for being here today. I know you're all busy. We want to make it quick and easy for you to get on out and get going and actually make a change. How can we get started doing self-fulfilling? It's one of the questions that came through. Again, talk to your account manager, and they will set you guys up and show you exactly how to do that process. So if you want to be your own fulfillment org, no problem. You can be self-fulfilling. It's very easy to set up within the platform for you. Okay, so reach out to your account manager and have them walk you through that process. They'll set you guys up with that one. All right, cool. Amanda, did I miss anything that came through?
No, I think we are good.
All right, cool, everybody. If you need any help, again, get on your account manager's calendar. Let them know. You guys can also find me on LinkedIn. I'm very active on there. I'm here to help you win, help answer any questions you have. And again, thank you for the time this morning. I'll go ahead and we'll cut the meeting off here, let you guys get on with your day. And with that, I hope everyone crushes it. You guys have a great rest of the month. Thanks, Amanda. I appreciate your help this morning.
Thank you.